Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom, and this is a Solstice video, and I'm going to entitle it The Gift of Solstice, Intercourse with the Wisdom of the Holy Spirit. This video is coming about on a very specific date, 12/21/2022. I've shared a lot of information about the numbers of this date on my Facebook page. I also shared a couple of other things that came up. One of them was Queen Esther. One of them was the original race of the Jews being spiritual beings rather than a race of spiritual beings rather than a religion. One of the original races. Keep going. Also, what was given, let me just give you what I wrote, beloveds, okay? The word solstice is derived from the Latin sol, S-O-L, which means sun, and sistere, S-I-S-T-E-R-E, which means to stand still. So solstice means the sun to stand still. There we go. Because at the solstices, the sun's declination appears to stand still. That is, the seasonal movement of the sun's daily path, as seen from Earth, pauses at a northern or southern limit before reversing direction. And this came from the encyclopedia.org, Wiki Solstice. Again, pay attention to the word sol, which is sun, and standing still. And let me give you some more of what I got. Solstices and shifting solar declinations are a result of Earth's 23.5, which is a 10, axial as it orbits the sun throughout the year. This simply means that neither the northern or southern hemisphere is tilted toward the sun and receives the maximum intensity of the sun's rays. The summer solstice is the longest day of the year, meaning it experiences the maximum intensity of the sun's rays and has the most hours of sunlight. The winter solstice is the shortest day of the year and has the fewest hours of daylight. At the North Pole and South Pole, the solstices mark the time when the sun is highest or lowest in the sky. In this way, solstices are extreme examples of midnight sun and polar night. Midnight sun describes the phenomena surrounding the summer solstice, when the sun remains visible at midnight in the weeks leading up and following the event. The polar night surrounds the winter solstice, when the sun remains below the horizon during the weeks leading up to and following the event. Extraterrestrial solstices simply means every planet in our solar system experiences solstices. As I was getting these definitions for us, beloveds, there was an upload of a lot of information, a lot of visuals, a lot of awareness, and just a lot of intuitive and instinctive knowing of what these words truly implied on a spiritual, metaphysical level, okay? And let me share what I got. Solstices and shifting solar declinations are a result of Earth's 23.5 axial tilt as it orbits the Sun, meaning the Earth raises her voluptuous hips to meet the deep penetrating thrust of the Sun's rays. Up and down, in and out, like breathing, is both inhalation and exhalation. Recently, Spirit had me do a series on the spirit bear. Let me hold for just a moment before getting into that. Let me break down a little bit more and stay in this sphere, so to speak, of this intercourse of the sun and the earth, and the tilting of the earth to receive the sun, tilting her axis to receive the sun's rays, both through the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. So to be totally penetrated by the sun's rays, and understanding that when this penetration happens, there is a division of seasons. And I won't be sharing, on my Facebook page, with some of the other information shared. In the very beginning, there were not 4 seasons, there were 2. And that was summer and winter. And so you've got to understand why these 2 polar poles, the North Pole and the South Pole, have such a recognition when the union is made through the sun's light, and understand that the earth is always rotating. So there is a stillness that occurs, and that is what we're being led to understand that stillness. And how do I get that? Because recently Spirit had me do a series on the spirit bear and the hibernation as a period of spiritual gestation or being still or suspended animation. And now we are directed to the winter solstice of 12/21/2022, which all adds up to 2055, which adds up to 12, which breaks down to 3. The angel number 2055 urges you to remain grateful for all the chances that you have in your life to make things better and elevate your life. Think about the great things that you can achieve and start working on them. Take the opportunities that are in life that are aligned with your goals. And that comes from the angel number 2055 meaning, sunsigns.org. The other information that I gave about the polar night, the midnight sun, that came from education.nationalgeographic.org, resources-solstice. So a lot is coming through right now, and you have to look at the season that we are in, beloveds. And that season is many holy days have been crafted, have been sown, have been created around this period of time, this ancient period of time. It has very special meaning. And it's not just, I know a lot of people want to say pagan, Christian, or that it's religious. Beloveds, all of this existed before the concept of religion was invented or even conceived, okay? This is the most ancient of wisdom. This is about the cycles and seasons of the sun and the earth. This is about the ancient union and the ancient reunion. This is about the sacred marriage. This is about the Hieros Gamos. These festivals, these markings within the sky of when certain stars are brighter or come forth, bring certain frequencies and spectrums that allow the earth and earth beings to receive gifts of wisdom, of spiritual wisdom. And when you align yourself with that spiritual wisdom and you empty yourself of your perceived human identity, such as my name is, I was born here, my race is, my religion is, I am this gender, I love this, I believe that, I identify as this, I blah 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 blah. When you get rid of all that you think you know about your human self, and you get to the higher states of conscious awareness of your spiritual self, of the wisdom of your spiritual self, and you begin to identify as universal. You begin to know that all is one. You begin to understand that you are not separate from anything, that you are a combination and a recombination of birth, death, and rebirth. And that is your story. That is your mathematical universal equation. Birth, death, and rebirth. And the reason for this video is the winter solstice. It is to help you understand the rebirthing that needs to take place with this particular generation being 2022. And it is the ending of a year, getting ready to go into 2023. The day being a reversal of the numbers, 12 and 21 being the solstice, 12 being 12, the numbers 1 and 2, and then bringing the 2 in front of the 1 and making it a 21. And both of those numbers, 1 plus 2 equals 3. And so you really have a very deep message from the Holy Spirit, from about birth, death, and rebirth, specifically rebirthing yourself. This came up in my spiritual conscious awareness as a reason to purify and celebrate, and thus I'm all dolled up, I guess you would say. Also, the words, gold even tarnished shines, came forth. And the meaning behind that, beloveds, is that we are all golden children. We are children of the sun and the earth. We need to understand that and understand that from an original indigenous point of view. Okay? And that is from an agricultural perspective, because that is when the earth is fruitful, or when the earth is to be tilled, or when the earth is to be still, and you allow her to rest and gestate and be pregnant and to give birth in the spring. The solstices are really to align you with resurrection and rebirth. Okay? And when you have resurrection and rebirth, you have to have death, beloveds. Something has to pass. Something has to be let go of. Okay? That comes in many forms. Whether it's the death of yourself, the death of a season, the death of loved ones, the death of beliefs, the death of your unconscious state. You coming into more clarity of who you are truly as a spiritual being, not just a human being. And understanding that all is yours. It was gifted to you. And it is being gifted to you in every moment. That's another thing, the word moment. M-O-M dash ment. M-E-N-T. Mom meant. Your moment. You give birth to yourself every moment. By your choices. By your spiritual choices. By your choice to be present spiritually. By resurrecting those old, dead, dry bones and letting them dance and sing again within you, through you. That is the wisdom of the solstice. It is the reunion. It is the uniting. It is the coming together of intercourse with the sun and the earth. Okay? And in all of that motion, there is a stillness in the unity. And that's the stillness of that unity produces a spiritual consciousness. And that spiritual consciousness is what is allowed, is most fertile, is what will expand, and is what will grow, and what will produce abundance for you, and help to sustain your spirit. Because, beloveds, we have allowed our human identity, our ego, if that's what you want to call it, our vision, our value of ourselves, our love for ourselves, our narcissistic desires to define us. And it has defined us to the point where it has buried the spirit alive. And the spirit needs to be dug up. The spirit needs to be resurrected. The spirit needs to be allowed to consciously rise. Okay? That spirit descended, went down south, and now it's time for it to rise up north again to the crown chakra. This is the wisdom of the ancients. This is the wisdom of the heavens. This is the wisdom of the heavenly beings, the celestials, to the earth beings, those who are seated here to grow spiritually and consciously, who developed bodies through cellular regeneration. The yin and the yang coming together right now, being contained by that circle, that womb, meaning the forces of chaos is contained in your present conscious awareness. So many things are still at moving, because that is the wisdom and that is the nature of their creation and their function and purpose. But you as a conscious being, when you choose to be present. You are the stillness. You become the stillness amongst the movement. And beloveds, you have to take pleasure in the intercourse of the union through your conscious awareness, through your alone time, through your solitude, through your stillness. Your stillness is the absence of your thoughts and your feelings, that which controls you, that which manifests cages for you, that which manifests tests and hurdles of distraction for you, that which keeps the illusion and the Maya going so that you stay asleep, so that you stay in the underworld, like some of the stories, like the goddess Inanna. And you have to allow that story and the lessons of that story to truly sink into your spiritual conscious awareness. And you have to sit and be present with the wisdom of it. And you have to be aware of the cycles and seasons that are spoken of through the retelling of the story, through the moral, through the meaning, through the spiritual essence of the story, beyond just the words, beloveds, but the actual spiritual frequencies and spectrums that it is speaking of in tones of conscious awareness, spiritual conscious awareness. Okay? Don't just take everything so literal. Metaphors, metaphor, okay? Very powerful word. Understand what metaphor is all about, and let it communicate with you, with your spirit. Commune with metaphors. Ask for the revelations. Ask for the wisdom of them to be revealed to you and to show up in ways that allow you to not only endure, not only to survive, but to expand and to grow, and with grace and gratitude. Okay? With grace and with gratitude. Be present in the moment. That moment is always pregnant with your intent, with your spiritual will. You are never alone inside any moment, regardless of what your thoughts and your feelings whisper, scream, yell, show you with images, thoughts, pain, make you feel, make you shut down, make you numb. Find the stillness outside of the thoughts and the feelings, and know thyself. Know the truth of thyself. And that is home base. And it is not a journey. You don't have to go anywhere. And you don't have to pay anything. You just have to put down your burdens. You have to let go. And you have to be able to receive the Holy Spirit and everything that she wants to give you. And what she wants to give you is unconditional love. And beloveds, that is knowledge of self. Grasp it with every fiber, with every thread, with every genetic marker of your being, with every crystalline ray and crystalline code, with every ounce of your flesh. Grasp it and be thankful. Be thankful for the union with wisdom. Be thankful for the connection with wisdom. Be thankful that you're able to open your heart and receive her and have intercourse and make sweet love with the wisdom that she so lovingly gives. That's the greatest relationship. That's the foundation of any other relationship. It takes a while to get there. Allow, choose. In each moment, choose. Choose you. Choose spiritual identity. Choose spirit over flesh. Choose spirit over self-gratification of the flesh, the works of the flesh, over the desires. Put spirit first. Ask spirit what it wants. Ask spirit what it needs, your spirit. What is it thirsty for? What is it hungry for? And the earth and the universe will work overtime to unite you on that quest with the answers. And you'll find that it's been there all along. It wasn't something that you needed to go get. It's just something that you have to accept. Gold doesn't need anyone's validation. It can be tarnished. It can be green. It can people, oh, is that fake or is that real? Gold is gold. It shines. Through the rock, through the ore, through the earth, gold is gold. Just like the sun is the sun and the moon is the moon, baby. And you are spiritual conscious awareness expanding itself. Yes, you need your thoughts and your feelings as tools to organize, to recognize, to reflect upon, in order to build, in order to design, in order to recreate. But don't get lost. And don't let your feelings and your thoughts be your master. Always remind that self that wants to identify with its feelings that you're second born. You're not firstborn. You don't get to come first. That's not the divine order of things. I love you very much. But I'm big sister, and you have to let me help you. and you don't get to go first and do it first. No matter how much you think you know. No matter how much you think you're right. No matter how jealous you get. No matter how angry you get. No matter what demons you send. No matter what tantrums you throw. No matter what world you create. The moment arrives when order is restored through spiritual conscious awareness expanding through cycles and seasons. That is what gives, I don't want to say shape and form, but that's what gives the universe its power to manifest galaxies and universes. And when we get to higher states of cosmic awareness, all of that will also be added to us. But you've got to earn that kind of awareness, beloveds. It don't come easy. Ain't no shortcuts to it. Okay, beloveds, that is going to do it for today. Thank you so much. Do your best to be present. You are the greatest present. Your state of conscious awareness of yourself as a divine being is the greatest gift you can ever give to yourself or anyone else, individually and collectively. Again, a lot came through today. It's more sharing on my Facebook page. The links are there if you like to research and you like to go a little farther, or you like to pay attention. What struck me today was the energy of Esther coming up. I did Hadessa. Many of you will go to the Bible. I ask you to go to the original Coptic texts, sacred writings. I ask you to look up the actual history, not of the place of the cycles and seasons that were taking place when the rule of Queen Esther emerged. What was going on? What was the cycle and season? What was going on with the solstice? What was going on with the Holy Trinity at that time? What was going on with the numbers 12 and 21? What was going on with the number 3 at that time? 3 represents the Trinity. The Holy Spirit is a part of the Trinity. And if you know anything right now, the Holy Spirit has been moved to the 3rd place in the Trinity. Okay? And what I'm being given right now is that reversal also deals with that Trinity, and that being the Holy Spirit is going to, wisdom is going to be put first, once again, instead of second, in conscious awareness, spiritual conscious awareness expanding. Okay? And you can take that however you choose to. You can look it up however you choose to. I ask you to sit with it and just let it reveal its own wisdom to you, rather than for me to try to give you a breakdown of what I received from it because it just sprung up. So, it is what it is, and I'm just going to let it process itself. I'm going to let it gestate. I'm going to be still with it. So, thank you, beloveds, and this is going to end this video. Namaste. Happy holy days. Happy family times. Reflect. Resurrect your spirit, beloveds. So many, I want to think about that again. So many things have taken place to break your spirit. To break your spirit down, to separate you from your spiritual will. To force and to dominate you with your thoughts and feelings. You have to take your power back. You have to resurrect your spirit that has been broken, that has been crucified, that has been murdered, that has been martyred, that has been raped and mutilated, that has been burned, that has been drowned, that has been enslaved, that has been torn and tortured from you. Resurrect your spiritual conscious awareness, and you bring back to yourself unconditional love. You let go of shame, blame, fear, doubt, burden, generational curses, generational debts. Simply by engaging in intercourse and giving birth to a new awareness in this now moment, a new presence of yourself. If you want to say a new version, fine. If you want to say a new value, fine. If you want to say a new being, fine. This is what Mother with Wisdom came about for, was the rebirthing, the midwifing of the spiritual conscious awareness. Everything, this whole course, this whole path, it has led me here to be able to receive what I am receiving and to be present in the moment and not numb, not needing to be invisible, not needing to hide, not needing to dumb myself down, not needing to dull my shine. Enjoy the winter time, beloveds. Enjoy it. Understand the gift of it, the purity of it, and what is to be born, and what you want to bring forth in the spring, in your spiritual presence. Not just material things, beloveds, but in your spiritual self-awareness. Okay, that's going to do it. Namaste, beloveds. I love you. Happy holy days. And I love you as a collective. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for your moments, your frequencies and your spectrums that merge with mine, that clash with mine, that contrast with mine, that highlight mine. We are one, indeed, a whole.